The day had been long with miracles, hands that healed, words that turned hearts. But as evening came, he said, "Let us go over to the other side." The disciples obeyed. Seasoned men of the sea, they knew these waters, the rhythm of wind and wave. Yet that night, the sea would reveal more than weather. It would reveal the heart of heaven itself. As the boat drifted from shore, twilight fell like a closing curtain. The air grew still, and the teacher, the very breath that formed ocean, laid his head upon a cushion and slept. Then the winds awoke, not gentle breezes, but primal breath, the same that once hovered over the deep in Genesis, now unleashed in fury. The sea roared, the heavens split open, and the small vessel, fragile as faith, was tossed like driftwood, between death and despair. Even the fishermen, men who knew storms by name, felt their courage unravel. Every wave struck like judgment, every gust whispered one word: fear. Water filled the boat, their hands trembled on the oars, and yet he slept. Panic broke the silence. Their faith so bold in daylight collapsed beneath the weight of the night. They shook him, shouting, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" In that cry lay the ancient wound of humanity. When God seems silent in the storm, we mistake his peace for absence, but he was never absent. He was resting in sovereignty. Then he rose, not with anger, but authority, not with thunder, but with stillness. The storm raged like a beast, and the Creator stood before it. He looked into the chaos and spoke, not with the voice of a man, but with the same breath that first birthed creation. "Peace, be still." And at once the sea obeyed. Every molecule remembered the word that made it. Every gust bowed in silence. The waves, once roaring like beasts, now lay at his feet like tamed lions. The men stood speechless, their hearts pounding louder than the storm. They had seen miracles before, but this was something different. Nature itself had recognized its master. He turned to them and asked, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" They trembled not from the cold, but from the question that pierced deeper than the storm. They whispered among themselves, "Who is this, that even the wind and the waves obey him?" It was not a question of wonder, it was the dawning of revelation. In that silence, the sea became a mirror, and heaven showed them a mystery. The storm had never been against them, it had been around them, to reveal who was within them. For every tempest that rises is not to destroy faith, but to awaken it. And sometimes the greatest miracle is not that the storm ends, but that peace remains in the midst of it. When morning came, the storm was a memory, but the lesson was eternal. They would face many tempests again, of crowds, of doubt, of betrayal. But after that night, they would remember, the one who commands the sea is the same who walks beside them in silence. Every wave that rose only revealed his glory higher still. Years later, another storm would rise, not upon the sea, but upon the soul of the world. On a hill outside Jerusalem, he would face winds of judgment, and waves of wrath would crash upon him. Yet even there, he would whisper the same word, not to the sea this time, but to the hearts of men, peace. And creation would once again fall silent, because even death must obey his voice.
The sea still remembers. Every storm still trembles at the sound of that whisper. For the one who calmed the water still calms the heart. And when the final tempest comes, when heaven and earth shake in unison, his voice will rise once more and say to all creation, "Be still."